Living in the 80s. You're probably wondering what I'm doing. Yes, I'm doing the old classic side leg raises. We're going to work on the outside of the thigh. And now we're going to work on the inside of the thigh. And you see this a lot. And I actually used to teach these classes, they were called TTBs, tummy, thighs and backside classes back in the 80s. And people are still doing them, even though it was the 90s that we realised that it's a pretty silly exercise. First of all, let's have a look at why people do it. Well, the main reason why people do it is because they want to tone up their thighs or tone up their legs, which means the reason why they're untoned is because they've got too much fat on them. So first of all, is this going to get fat off your leg? Well, of course not. All it's going to do is to create a lot of activity with no productivity. So let's have a look at these exercises. Now first of all, if you want to burn fat off your leg, you have to burn fat off all over your body. And the best way to do that is doing cardiovascular based training, get fitter and increasing your metabolism and probably eat a lot less, and then fat will come off all over. But you cannot spot reduce, you can't get fat exploding off your thigh, because what if you work one thigh and not the other leg? You end up with a thin leg and a fat leg. Yeah, so you can't get fat off parts of your body. You don't have a choice where you put fat on, so you're not going to have a choice where you take fat off. So first of all, it doesn't burn fat. You do get that little burning sensation, that, oh, I feel the burn, I feel the burn. Well, from a muscular point of view, the muscles that actually lift your leg into abduction are your tensor fasciae lata and gluteus medius. Now your tensor fasciae lata is only a very small muscle, a part of the ITB, your iliotibial band, and your glute medius is a deep, small glute muscle in your glutes. So yes, a small muscle lifting this leg repetitively, and it starts to burn. The reason why it burns is because it uses glycogen as a source of energy without the presence of oxygen, called anaerobic glycolysis. So part of that, you get a release of lactic acid as a byproduct of producing energy to lift your leg, and that lactic acid builds up into the muscle belly, the small muscle belly, pushes up against the nerve endings and gives you that sensation of burning or pain, which you misinterpret as exploding fat cells or building muscle. But all you're really doing is lifting this, using the little muscles to lift the leg repetitively over a long period of time, and it doesn't actually burn fat. So even if those muscles, those small muscles, did change in size, which they don't, because it's high reps, virtually no way, because what are you lifting? Air molecules. There's no actually overload, so why would the body adapt to no load? All you're doing is getting muscular endurance, specifically in this position. But even if those muscles did grow, you would notice them anyway. It's not like you walk down the street and go, wow, check out her tensor fasciae lata, and not, oh, check out the gluteus medius, because they're so small muscles, they're not going to make any change to the shape of your leg, because they're small positional muscles anyway. So let's have a look at this again. It's also not very functional. What part of life do you lay on the ground lifting your leg up and down? It's not a functional activity, so there's no application of this to general life activity. So number one, it doesn't burn fat. Number two, it doesn't build muscle. Number three, it doesn't tone you up. Number four, it doesn't change the shape of your muscle. Number five, it's completely dysfunctional. So why are you doing it? Because, I don't know, people just say everyone else is doing it, so therefore it must be right. So 5 million people doing a dumb thing doesn't mean it's not a dumb thing. Because you get that burning sensation, which is not fat burn. All it is the production of lactic acid in a small muscle that creates that burning sensation that many times that be misinterpreted. So if you really want to change the shape of your legs, then get up off the ground and start doing squats and lunges, because while you're training the big muscles that give you the main shape of your legs, such as your quads, your hamstrings and your glutes, but those smaller muscles, such as your abductors and adductors, are also being worked, which is you do here, in a more functional manner to position your hip so you can execute the big movement patterns of these squats, lunges and deadlifts. Plus, they're going to have a greater effect on the shape of your muscle, because you're working the muscles that actually change the shape of the muscle. They'll work the smaller muscles, such as the adductors and abductors, and they also will increase your metabolism, because you build up muscle that increase your metabolic rate. So do squats, lunges, deadlifts, and get on the treadmill or the bike and start doing interval work, and there you're going to have a real significant effect on how toned or strong or shapely your legs will be. And stop wasting time laying on the ground, flapping your leg in the wind, thinking that you're going to change the tone, the shape or the size of your leg muscles, and that would be no cow poo.